Yo, so today I'm going to combine two of my favourite franchises with one simple action, Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Harry Potter. Got my Sunnydale t-shirt, got my Time Turner, and I'm going to attempt to sort some of the characters from Buffy the Vampire Slayer into their Hogwarts houses. I mean, I know technically that since Sunnydale is in America, they technically begin to Ilvermorny, but seeing as I'm not entirely familiar with the Ilvermorny houses, I'm going to sort them into Hogwarts houses. Once again, I'll try not to kind of go for the stereotypical ones of the good, the bad, the smart, and the dim. I'm going to try and go for the official ranking of what they value, i.e. bravery, ambition, loyalty, or wisdom. Now, I've tried this a few times on social media, and it usually develops quite a bit of discussion, with people saying, oh no, that they should go here, and this is why. And I've had quite a few kind of rankings from other people, so I've got forward a list comprising of some of which were my own that people agreed with. Others are kind of a mixture of what I thought and what other people thought. So, yeah, this should be interesting. First one on my list, and I thought this one was pretty obvious, Buffy Summers sort into Gryffindor. I mean, she literally has to go out every night and stake vampires. And to be honest, if you're going to do that every night, you've got to value bravery. And so, yeah, Buffy Summers into Gryffindor, that one to me was kind of pretty obvious. Second one on the list, her best friend Willow Rosenberg. And this was, as my entire list, this was the one that I was kind of split on. I didn't know where exactly to put her. I mean, you could make an argument for each house. Kind of, she is proven to be brave. She is does have ambition. She does value wisdom, and she is loyal. But the two that I was kind of stuck between were Ravenclaw and Slytherin, which is why I officially marked her down on my list as a Slytherclaw, or if you want to be more precise, a Raverin. A Raverin. I don't know. But yeah, I feel throughout the majority of the series run, Willow was a Ravenclaw. She valued wisdom, and that's what she always brought to the team. Kind of wisdom from books, and kind of she was the nerd, but she owned it well, and yeah, I thought she was a Ravenclaw. However, kind of in the later seasons, kind of around season 5, when she started to fully take on magic, that's when her ambition started to grow a bit and also started to become dangerous, especially in season 6, where her kind of abuse of magic ends up with Dawn getting hurt, and then later when she goes full-on Dark Girl after Tara's death, that kind of leaned more to the Slytherin side and her ambition to destroy the world. So, yeah, Willow kind of lay on the fault lines for me, so that's why I marked her down as a Slytherclaw, or Raverin, whichever way you want to go about it. Third one on the list, Xander Harris. And this is another one that for me that was kind of obvious. Xander Harris, I would have personally sorted him into Hufflepuff. Now, other people may argue, other people may say, oh, he's a Gryffindor, yeah. But for me, there's one line in the show that for me really marks Xander as a Hufflepuff. And that's the kind of classic speech that Buffy gives from the season 5 episode Checkpoint, in which she's going through it all, and they ask her, the boy, no power there. The boy's clocked more field time than all of you combined. He's part of the unit. That to me marks Xander as a true Hufflepuff. He's loyal to a fault, and even though he may not have as much power as the others, that to me marks him as a Hufflepuff, that he's willing to put himself on the line for them at any point. Next one, the kind of school bully, or kind of the popular girl for the first few seasons, Cordelia Chase. Now, I haven't seen her in Angel. I haven't watched Angel yet, so I can't speak for her in that show. But I think Cordelia, for the first 3 seasons of Buffy, I personally think she was a Slytherin. Mainly because while she did have kind of brave moments, she wasn't stupid. She did have a bit of wisdom. To me, Slytherin I felt was where she ultimately belonged. Mainly because while she did have bravery, she wasn't necessarily very loyal. And yeah, she did kind of team up with the Scoobies, but it was rather reluctantly, and it was just to make sure kind of she and everyone else survived. And ultimately, her ambition, she had kind of ambition for herself, even if it was to her family's money. And I generally just think that Slytherin is where Cordelia ultimately would kind of get sorted at Hogwarts. Anyway, the next one on my list, this is one that people kind of argued about, from what I've seen. Angel. Now, I had him down as Slytherin. Because he wasn't always evil, but when he became Angelus, the Slytherin side definitely came up as his ambition rose to the surface to kind of take over Sunnydale and possibly take over the world, cause all darkness. Yeah, that Angelus was definitely a Slytherin, and I kind of felt Angel kind of embodied Slytherin as well. Even if his ambitions weren't quite as dark as Angelus, I still felt he was a Slytherin. However, when I put it out there, other people argued that Angel would be more a Gryffindor, kind of, as he valued bravery more, which, yeah, I can see. So, for the time being, Angel is marked as a Slytherin. I'll argue about it in the comments if you want. Next up, Anya Jenkins. To me, Anya's a Slytherin. One of her lines, "Can I exchange the children for more money?" or for more cash? That to me marks her as a Slytherin. She's kind of constantly trying to make money, trying to find ways to better herself. And while she did kind of have her moments of loyalty with Xander and her moments of bravery and possibly even wisdom within the magic shop, with her demon past, to me, she does everything mostly for herself, and that's what kind of sorts her into Slytherin for me. Next up, Dawn Summers. I've got her marked down here as a Griffin Puff. I personally thought she was more of a Hufflepuff. She's more kind of loyal, and she's not necessarily very brave, but she did have to be loyal. However, other people argued Gryffindor and said she was brave, so, you know what, I'll go on with that. For the time being, she's a Griffin Puff. Oz, Willow's boyfriend for the first 3.5, within Series 2 and Series 3 of the show. I personally thought he was a Ravenclaw. You could maybe argue the other houses, but I feel it's mainly kind of down with the books, and with his werewolf side, he even has kind of knowledge on that side, which does help the gang out at some point. So, I've gone down here as a Ravenclaw. Well, let's try and get through the others fairly quickly. Rupert Giles. Well, you could argue one for each house. So he's definitely brave. He's definitely loyal to Buffy the entire time, and he had got his kind of Slytherin side with his past as Ripper. I feel that Rupert Giles, for me, he goes into Ravenclaw. Spike. I'm going to mark down here as a Slytherin. I personally originally thought he was a Slytherin. Even in the times when he did soften a bit, I feel he was mostly powered by his ambition. However, other people argued that he was kind of more of a Gryffindor, especially kind of towards the later seasons, when he became brave. And so, yeah, I can understand that. So, for the time being, he's a Slytherin. Tara McClay. I personally had her known originally as a Ravenpuff, especially with teaming up with Willow. She was definitely a person who would kind of go through the books to find a solution. Other people argue that she's a bit more of a Hufflepuff. And I can definitely see that with her loyalty to Buffy. So for the time being, Ravenpuff. Riley Finn. I personally, with his role in the initiative and everything he kind of does, I would say he's a Gryffindor. Which, yeah, I feel that's a good place for him to be. I mean, he definitely has his moments of loyalty, ambition, and wisdom, but for me, I think he's a Gryffindor. And the final one on my list, Faith Lahan. The alternative Slayer for Buffy. I personally think she marks down as a Slytherin. She's got great ambition, and she doesn't necessarily care if other people get hurt along the way. She's not particularly loyal, so that's kind of Hufflepuff out the window. She's definitely brave, so you can maybe make an argument for Gryffindor, but I personally say Faith is more of a Slytherin. But, hey, guys think. What houses would you put them into? Feel free to have a debate down in the comments below, and until next time, see ya.